we're so grateful for this evening with you, Cy. I don't know what time it is where you are, but we're grateful that you've been able to sacrifice it for us.
Oh, it's not bad. It's 11 a.m., so it's great.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's not in the middle of the night for you then. That's good.
No.
Cool. So we've got some questions, but I don't know if you wanted to start by just sort of introducing yourself and then
Yeah,
we'll.
yeah. Let me give a little bit of a context into maybe perhaps even who I am and my childhood. I grew up a very interesting childhood. I grew up in a town that is almost similar to that of, say, like Bath or Cotswolds. Like seriously, like super small, one stoplight in the whole town, no restaurants really. And my mom, she picked out this house. We didn't have a lot of money, but she picked out this house that was the oldest house in the town. And it was 1889, I believe, 1879 or 89. And it was an old pioneer home. And in fact, I chopped wood my whole life. We did not have a furnace. My mom was very holistic. I did not have a shower my entire life. I did not have a shower. We just had this old white porcelain tub, and that's what we did. And again, and maybe some of you know what I'm talking about, but there's this old stove that's black that is it's like those old Pioneer stoves. We use those as well in my house. So my mom was very much like appreciated antiques, appreciated old things that had stories, and it really connected me with my ancestors. And so that's why I love Europe so much, as I've gone back there and explored a lot of my ancestors. But with that came a lot of holistic living and understanding health and wellness at a different level, because this is from the time I was 2 years old to all the way till I was about 23. I lived in this home. And that helped shape, I think, the person who I am today and got me involved with a lot of alternative medicines or two medicines that are typical mainstream that help me understand like, hey, wait, you can actually use plant-based things and plants or other types of holistic avenues to go down as opposed to what's popular thing to do, which is just go to the hospital and figure it out. So that helped me become more aware, and really helped me dive into health and wellness on a different level throughout college and throughout my career. When we started iTOVi, the I represents innovation and intelligence in iTOVi. The two is just the regular word two, as in English. So intelligence or innovation two. And then the VI is the Latin root word to live. So it's using technology innovation to live a more intelligent life, a more innovative life with technology. And that's why we created iTOVi, is how do we combat what's the norm and push against it a little bit and try to figure this out on our own. And so we have a long way to go, but with technology that is being obviously so much more advanced now, we're able to continue to develop and evolve our scanner. In fact, in a year or so, we'll probably come out with another one that we've been working on that we're really excited about. However, those that already have scanners, don't worry. It'll be like an iPhone upgrade. You don't have to pay like $1,000 for it. You just pay like 99 bucks or something like that. And it'll be optional if you want to get it. But there's some carotenoids and some carotene levels that we'll touch on, and how are we getting the vegetables that we need today? And that will be one of those things that we'll be able to answer. Does our body have those carotenoid or the carotene levels, appropriate carotene levels today, or do I need to eat a little bit more and of this or that? So anyway, I love it. I love health and wellness, and this took us on this journey over 10 years ago almost, and it's brought us to where we're at today. Now, what we do is we take all of the products. Each oil and supplement has essentially a oh my gosh, my mind. I just got a message from my wife, so I got to hurry and turn
Oh,
this off.
like a
One
free.
second. Yeah, frequency. Let me turn my do not disturb. Okay. I got like three messages in a row. So each oil and supplement has a unique frequency, and those subtle electrical frequencies we store because we buy all the products, we measure them with an oscilloscope and also our own proprietary machine. And as we do that, we store those, and then during the scan, we send those subtle electrical frequencies to the body hundreds of times during the scan. And essentially, they're hitting about 273 different biomarkers. And we're are measuring and recording those responses. And you can have an extreme response or a normal response to those different frequencies. And we display the top 3, 5, 7, or 10 products that the body has the most extreme response to, which most likely means your body would absorb well. Now, our bodies have frequencies in them too, right? And there also is a healthy range of frequencies. You can chat GPT that or Google that as well, and understand what our bodies tell us as it pertains to the frequencies that are in our bodies. And as these are pinging, these products and frequencies are essentially pinging these different biomarkers throughout our body, there's different ways to this to where it's telling more of a story over time. So, for example, I myself like to scan every Friday morning, and then that helps me understand over time. Maybe there's some commonalities or some patterns that I'm able to infer from, and therefore take maybe a different approach. However, when I do scan at the beginning of the month, I essentially take those same products throughout the month without much altering, but I do sometimes change it up a little bit depending on those weekly scans. But for the most part, I'm sticking to those first month type products. Now, I also find myself once in a while scanning daily for fun to see which products are oil or see which oils to diffuse. So really it's up to you how often you'd like to scan. But as you know, of course, a lot of you have kids and there's different opportunities that call for like at the moment type scans that you may need to check out like the ailments and different areas of our bodies and what our bodies are, listening. We need to listen to them, of course. But I feel like what most people are really good at, especially you guys, is one, you can listen to your body. Two, you understand all the products and what they can do for you. And then you add this little bit of science to it. And it's like that knowledge coupled with the science, it's like you can figure it out. You can figure out what to do and what path to go on. This like holistic lifestyle overview that you're going to have with the iTOVi scanner often will help shine a spotlight on your products on which ones to take. Um, Now, I want to stop here for a second. Are there any questions around like science or anything like that? And maybe we can jump into some just random questions, but I'd love to help you guys understand also maybe some great tips and best practices that we've seen over the years on how to build your business with iTOVi and some of the things other people are doing that might help you as well.
Mm.
Don't be shy.
I think, yeah, we can do it randomly. Deborah, yeah, I think because quite a few submitted some questions, so go for it.
Is that
Just
okay? Yeah, I actually became a customer of doTERRA about 5 or 6 years ago, and somebody did the iTOVi on me, and it actually made me buy an iTOVi, and I have never looked back. It's been incredible. And then about a year and a half ago, decided to do doTERRA as a business, and it has been so incredibly invaluable. And anybody who becomes a customer knows they've got a free iTOVi for life. And my best friend is a bioresonance practitioner. And even she'll say to me, Deborah, can you do a quick iTOVi on me? So, and she's got machines worth tens of thousands, and yet she will still put faith in the iTOVi machine and say, just do me a quick scan, will you? So everybody knows if they come to my house, even if they're not really holistic, I'll say, do you want a quick go? And people are always a bit skeptical at first, but then realize actually everything that comes up pertains to them. So it's incredible. But I'm always excited to know if there are any new tools or features coming up in iTOVi which are in development. So is there anything, what's next for iTOVi?
That's a great question. And every time I hear you all talk from the UK, it makes me so jealous. I just want to move there to gain an accent over 10 years or something. I love it. Okay, so we have a face app coming out where we'll be able to have 30 plus, it's a lot more than that, but the core 30 different biomarkers or well, it's still bioresonance, but biometrics, I guess, is the better term that we're going to be able to have and infer a lot of things from these different metrics. We're working on this face scan app. It's similar to the other one you guys all know about. but it has a lot more, and it's the reports are a little bit more simple though. Similar, kind of staying true to iTOVi, where we do like to take a lot of information and then try to simplify it. And sometimes we do in my own criticism, we're almost too simple sometimes, where we need to kind of make a little bit of a gap there. But that's what we're working on right now. We're constantly working on random things throughout the app. Like we just changed a few little things on the report where after you scan, now it drops into a different area, and it now you can screenshot the whole, the whole report in one. If you want to do that, as opposed to scrolling and screenshotting, because we just heard from customers that they would want that. So anything, we also just today, I got a customer was talking to that was like, I want well, we got the fire one in there. I want a space one. And so when they're scanning, you get the space option, and it's so we added that. So anyway, if you have any ideas of things that you would like to add, or things that you feel like are buggy or anything like that, we're always open. As far as big things go, though, we're talking to a DNA company. Or the last one we were going down the path with, which was out of Australia, they ended up going out of business. And so we finally started engaging another one from Poland. So we'll hopefully start doing some DNA stuff in Europe, and the lab that we'll use will be in Poland. That's something we're working on. And besides that, the face thing, and also the new scanner, which I'm putting a ton of time into, those are the big three initiatives. And I'm happy to share. Yeah, we're pretty transparent over here. So,
Yeah. I think that fits in well because Jules had a question about the last time you did some training. Jules was on the call and she said the one she's most interested in is being able to have multiple hand scanners so that they can be sent to people for scanning. Is there any news on this option? If it would be
Yeah.
available.
yeah, what we did is we ended up having a long conversation over many, many months about this. And it ended up kind of navigating itself toward a 1999 option, for individuals, because of a lot of reasons that are too complicated to go into as far as the development goes, as far as dev work goes, app developers and web developers. Having it so like 20 scans can go to multiple different people with their own email addresses, and then one person pays, that can happen. It's just a lot more work. And so we wanted to try to see if we could mitigate that first. And if this doesn't work, we're going to go down that path. That is something we're going to do if this doesn't work. But we thought of just saying, let's drop it to 19.99 a month, and be and do promotions. And whoever wants to just buy as many as they can at 19.99 a month, and then they can charge whatever they want to their customers. We're going to start there and see how that goes. So if you guys want to do that with anybody, the minimum we want to have you purchases are five. So five at 19.99 a month, and or no, it's three. I'm sorry, it's only three. And those three you could charge the individuals 19.99 a month or 29.99 a month or whatever you want. That's up to you.
And when do you think that will be coming out, Si?
It's right now.
Okay.
We just haven't promoted it yet. But
No.
if you guys want to do that, literally text me on WhatsApp. I'll give you the coupon code to be able to do that, and take you through the process to do that.
So if you have the lifetime one, if you're wanting to get extra ones, then that's 19.99 a month, and then you would charge for those. Yeah.
Yeah, minimum of three. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go, Ellie.
My next question was kind of in regards to like, do you have any good advice for wellness advocates using the scanner with clients and customers? Mainly, obviously, it's a great way to show them new products that they probably should be exploring, especially nutrition side if they're already exploring oils and all that kind of stuff. But also, how would you best explain like really simply the science of how it works? Because people are obviously quite skeptical sometimes of like, what actually is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's something you're going to deal with. Similar to that, probably what you deal with the oil sometimes, right? Is, are these really going to work? And then they have to try it, and it's like, okay, wait, I gave it a fair chance, and they see that it works. Similarly with the iTOVi scanner, it can be a little complicated. The best way to I think explain it is using the word bioresonance and bioimpedance. I mean, we use galvanic skin response technology also that a lot of people just don't know about what that is. It's found in a lot of medical devices and such, but it is a bioresonance type experience. It's almost like getting, holding those two things that go through the body and it's reading your body and developing a report from that. Um, but yeah, I would say the easiest way is drop the word bioresonance and then say iTOVi has measured all those frequencies. Every oil supplement, I mean, everything has a frequency in it. It's a physiology, and iTOVi essentially stores those frequencies, and then they're simply sending those frequencies to your body, like an Apple Watch, for example, like measuring a heart rate, EKG, anything like that. There are sensors on the back of this Apple Watch and it actually has to push something to me and I have to have a response. It's how it works. Similarly, that's with iTOVi. There's sensors on the iTOVi, and these ones are these two, right? And you have to touch those sensors, skin has to touch them. But what we send to you are the frequencies of those different products, and you have to have a response. And so you can have a good response or an extreme response. And I would just say that the ones that you have the most extreme response to, or you could even say the best response, are the ones that your body will most likely would absorb well. But it's not a diagnostic tool. Publicly need to say that. This is being recorded. Um, but anyway, you get the point there. I'd keep it pretty simple, and especially as you scan new people, you'll want to keep it to where kind of keep it to where scan where it's an explanatory, right? So first, don't use the other ones where it's like the river or the ocean and the fire and all that. Have us explain it the first time you scan them, and then from there you can alter that. As far as like what's working and best tips and stuff, let me just share. There's a few things. Okay. So one of them, and I try to make this a goal for all of you to do. If you're out there and you want to hustle, it's like anything else, you have to still work hard and have to put in the effort and whatnot. It doesn't just happen. But the iTOVi scanner will expedite the learning curve of an individual who comes on and is overwhelmed like a fire hose of all the different products that they have to like try to understand, right? There's so many products and supplements and it can be super overwhelming. In fact, that's a huge reason why a lot of people just fall off after 60, 90 days without really telling you that's why they're leaving. That's probably why they're leaving. It's just too much and their belief starts here. And then over time, the belief that they can do it goes down. And they're not going to tell that to you. They're not going to say, I don't believe in myself anymore, but that's usually what happens. And a lot of the reason why that happens is because it's just too much. It's overwhelming. They don't really want to commit to it all. And I know I'm preaching to the choir with you guys. You know this, but that's what we've seen. And so with iTOVi, it actually does help mitigate that because they can get started right away. They don't have to learn all the products, all the supplements, all the oils. They can literally just say, "Hey, let's do a free scan." And let it kind of start doing it for you. Then it just displays 5 products, 7 products, and you actually don't even need to know the ins and outs of those products super well. You can just let the individual that received the scan read the descriptions, look into those products, and just like tell them, like, yeah, let's go through them and read them together and understand them, and then it helps educate you as well. So I would say the first step is it's a numbers game and you need to build your prospecting pool and make it a goal to scan 2 people per day on average through the month. Okay. Now that average can go up if you have an event once or twice a month, right, at your house. So I would say do that because for every about 52 people you scan, you should enroll 3 people. Okay. So, and that's like auto ship. Um, so I make that a goal, 2 people per day on average through the month. Now, if you have an event that will go up because you're going to offer free scans and you're going to say, "Hey guys, free scans. We're going to have some food here. We're going to do a foot bath. We're going to make this super fun." Has anyone done a foot bath before, by the way? No? Raise your hands. No? Oh my gosh. Rachel, let's go. You got to try this. There are these like foot baths, right, that you can buy and people soak their feet in it and they kind of do the massage thing. But if you have like 4 or 5 of those and an event it becomes super fun because you have somebody helping you, you got some food there, and you have 4 or 5 out, and you can kind of like clean them in between or whatever. But for everybody that's receiving a free scan, while you're up there talking, they can kind of get some foot bath stuff done. And then whatever product and oil comes up in their scan, you can give them a little drop right there because you can scan for just the products that you own, right? You can create as many groups as you like and scan for that group. So that's kind of fun, right? So an event becomes an experience. And a couple tips. I would keep it to 45 minutes to an hour. This is just what I've heard. People don't really want to leave, for super long. They might not come back if it's this 3 hour thing. And their family usually doesn't like that if you guys leave often. But if it's about 45 minutes to an hour and a half max, totally good. If they know that there's going to be some food there, some snacks, awesome. Sip and scan. You can be creative there, making takes, whatever. That becomes fun. And then you add like this component of little foot baths. Let's get away, and everybody's receiving a free scan, and you know exactly who showed up because you can kind of do that by creating a group of clients, and whoever scans in that group, it's kind of like taking a role. So do that. Try to do that once or twice a month. That'll just help the averages go up because you're not going to get out of your house every single day to go try to scan 2 people. But if you keep it with you all the time, then while you're at a restaurant or in line somewhere or after yoga, you can pull people toward you very easily just by doing a scan in front of them. And they'll naturally want to, it'll almost initiate that conversation for you. They'll come to you and you're pulling them toward you. So make that a goal, 2 people per day. And that's step one. The second step is you need to just understand that it's a significant emotional experience that you're putting them through. And that is better than the alternative of just saying, hey, this oil or supplement worked for me. It's going to work for you too. And that you want to do that, of course, like use your own testimonial, but now you're kind of taking the bias out of it and just allowing them to receive. Does that make sense? Like a free scan, right? And and you just kind of let it do the talking for you. And I strongly believe it's a great passive approach to introducing products to other people. Again, you're shining a spotlight on the products, and because it's about them, they care about it a lot. So you need to just scan as many people as you can, and as that happens, you are simply just kind of keeping your mouth shut, and there's a story to tell. So what I kind of typically do is go through the main report, which are those, maybe 5 or 7 products, which I like to do. It's not too overwhelming. Now, if I'm only scanning like 15 products because I created a group and I keep little samples with me, for example, uh, the street cases that we have. I think I've talked to you guys about this maybe, or you've seen it where this works really well. You just create 15 little samples, keep them with you, whether it's in our street case, or we call it street case, or it's just in your purse or whatever. But that way you can create a group, and whoever you scan, you can scan for just maybe 3 products from this 15, and whichever ones come up, you can give them a sample right then and there. So that becomes kind of fun, right? So you scan somebody in line somewhere, give them a sample. And then anyway, or at your house, like whatever ones you have, you create a group, scan for products I own, give them a sample. And so that works well. So step 2, right, is you're introducing those products to them, and then just let them read that main report, those 3, 5, or 7 products. And then after they read kind of those descriptions of those products, again, let them just read. And then go to the second part, which is the emotional categories, and let that kind of digest in. And what I like to say is, and I usually like to ask a lot of questions. Are any of these categories like standing out to you, and why? And let them just talk. And then I say, okay, well, this one at the very top one, the one that came up, the very first one is the fullest. These top 5 products, this category, you had the best response to this category than any other category, which means you should give it a little bit more attention. And then I'll hurry and swipe over and go over to the physical side and do the same thing. And I don't spend a lot of time with those 3 reports yet, but just like once I understand what their main 3 or 5 products are, the top category that is there in the emotional, and the one that stands out to them, if it's different, that's why I ask them first without saying, hey, this is your top category, you should give it most attention. I want them to actually look at the other categories first. And then I could do that on the physical side, which one stands out, and then show them the top one. Then after doing that, it actually will help kind of guide the direction of where you should go and what you should focus on with them. And again, it's more and more questions. What are you feeling? Why did you say this? Okay, let's dive into the products that are in this emotional category, joy, or skin and hair, or digestive. And then you talk about some of those products. Then what I found has worked really well, and this is mostly just from diamonds or people that are having a lot of success, that like, okay, they the ones that are like, hey, I like built my business with this thing and I got from zero to diamond in whatever 90 days. Like, this is what I use. Those are the people we're really like, okay, what exactly are you doing? And we've gathered a ton of testimonials. In fact, I think we've written a couple books about this. I think it's like, I should know that, guys. Um, and anyway, this method of saying, okay, scan, let it do the talking, and following up is so powerful that the follow up is the most crucial thing to be passive about, though, and pull them towards you. So rather than saying, okay, which products do you want to buy? That's probably not the best approach if you're feeling already like, oh, this person just wants to sell me something, which they're naturally going to feel. Everyone's going to feel like that. The best, I think, approach is to just do the pull method. And that's just, again, if you push a string through a straw, it's really hard. If you pull it through, it's a lot easier. It's about pulling them toward your products. And the way to do that is just build value. Build value, build value, build value. And the way to do that, right, is having other people help you, sponsors, your own testimony, the scanner, and then just a lot of stories, and then listening and what it's going to do for them. And so after you scan somebody, this is the things you want to do. I think you asked me these things. Is that right? Was it Nikki first, or no?
It was me.
Ellie.
I actually had one quick
Oh,
follow-up to it.
Ellie.
My only
Yeah.
Yeah, my only quick same last name. My only follow-up was going to be kind of, what are your plans with iTOVi in regards to, I guess, like, how are you guys funded? Do you have plans to sell out? We obviously see like so many amazing companies like this that then get kind of engulfed, people's data sold and all that kind of stuff. Where do you guys kind of stand on that? Like, future
Yeah.
plans, if you could talk about it.
Yeah, that's great. No plans to sell. I'm going to be in this company for a long time. So yeah, I love it. I actually really enjoy traveling and meeting people and figuring out how to make this product better. And so we don't have plans to sell. And I looked. I'll be honest. I looked one time about in 2019, and it was kind of a quick 1 month kind of idea that I had, and that was it. And then they were actually very interested, but then I turned away and said no. So since then, I haven't ever wanted to. Great question. My plan is to continue to grow it, especially the product that we offer and the value that we add, to continue to grow that. Just to wrap up real quick with these three things. One, scan as many people as you can. Two, let it do the selling for you. It's an emotional experience for them. Let that happen naturally. And then three, follow up. So after you scan somebody, Ellie, uh, the day after, whether it's at an event or just individually, send them a video or an article about the top product that they scan for. And you can pull that from the iTOVi app, you can pull it from your company's website, from wherever you want. But if it's like a video or an article, maybe the video is like 1 minute, it's a peppermint. Say, hey, by the way, I realized you scanned for peppermint was your top product yesterday. I want to send you this cool little video of peppermint. That's it. Guys, that's going to get them to purchase those products. They're going to want to try them doing this. 3 days later, do it to the second product that they scan for, video or an article. 3 days after that, because you always want these like excuses to reach out to people, right? Like, what are the touch points that I can do? And you just need those. And so whatever excuse you can create to reach out to somebody is ideal. Well, this makes it supernatural. And because it's all about them, they really care about it. So again, every 3 days, a video or an article about the products that they scan for. Then when you run out of the products, however many you scan for, send them a little bit of information about the categories that they mentioned. Okay, so the top category and then the category that they mentioned. And you can pull that from the books, right? The Essential Life book or Essential Emotions book. We have partnered with like Oil Magic. And so we are actually taking a lot of their content more interwoven within our app as well, and their emotional book as well. So anyway, do that, get through all the categories, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's been 20, 30 days, and you had all of these awesome touch points all about their report. And if they haven't purchased a product or multiple products or signed up for, auto ship by the 30-day mark, I think you're going to be shocked. So it's all about just following through and following up on those things. And it's just a passive way to pull them into you. So anyway, I feel like I just went off, but
That was great.
I get
Thank you.
excited about it.
Really
Yeah.
helpful.
What are there any other questions? Nikki, you have one?
I do, yeah. Just quickly following up from that before I go on to my other question. When you send out that video, say about peppermint to them, would you put a purchase link on there for them to buy the peppermint? Because what we find is people then go and search the internet and then they'll just go off and randomly buy their peppermint from somewhere else. So would you put the purchase link on there at some point? Would you say that's too salesy?
No, I wouldn't. Here's what I would do, honestly. I wouldn't do it initially, and then I would honestly probably wait like 30 minutes or an hour, and depending on their response, I would probably be like, "Oh, I meant to add this for you just on the off chance that you want to purchase it yourself, or I can help you do that, when we scan yourself again in 20 days." Now, honestly, every single person's different. There are some individuals where I would be more aggressive with. I've been in sales my whole life too, and so I've done door-to-door sales for 8 years. My dog, guys, why do I have a dog? Sometimes I ask myself. Um, anyway, I've done door-to-door when I like was young, right? And understanding a lot of that is, I think, very similar, transfers over, and every individual is so different. So, but yeah, typically speaking, I would say do it, but not right away. So it's the approach is, hey, I just wanted to share this with you. It's about your report. Oh, by the way, like here's a link. Like I almost forgot to send you this because you probably should buy it. Because
Okay, good.
you do need to show that confidence in your product as well, that you're not afraid to ask for the sale, but I just would do it in a more passive way.
Yeah, because sometimes they'll say, "Oh, I didn't even know you sold it," and you're like, "Oh, actually, I should have gone earlier and told them that." So, yeah, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
Other question is, can you share an inspiring story with us of somebody that's used the iTOVi and it's changed them in a very positive way?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. The last one I had somebody come up to me and in a very non-compliant way, but came up to me was, just crying because she had tried so many things to help with her. She has had cancer and she's had a bunch of other issues with her body, and she's tried so many things and she's gone to the doctors and all of the different routes. When she got iTOVi, she started using it and not really paying attention to the products that were coming up until she noticed that there was a pattern. And a couple of the products that came up often, she started finally taking. And again, this isn't iTOVi that's like curing her. This is the your products that you guys have, right? And so that's what I like to keep reinforcing. But it's a powerful way to say, okay, this is telling me something, and I'm taking action on this, and those products are actually helping me based on my action. But she was literally in tears because she said, if I didn't have iTOVi, if I didn't start scanning and paying attention to the details of those reports over time, like I would be in the same boat. Like those products completely healed me from my pain and my suffering. And I'm telling you that I get a lot of those stories. I just gave 8 scanners to a doctor in, I think he's in Slovakia. He has eight, I think 6 or 8 practices, but he took 8 scanners and he has them all in his different practices. And he came back and said, and this is more on the business side, but he said it's changed his life financially, which he wasn't really expecting. He didn't really care that much. It was more about helping people, but that was the indicator that it was helping individuals, because they would come back and buy more products. So he said it's tripled his business as far as getting people in there and tripled how many products he was selling, like all of that, because it's it's working. People are understanding their products and they're understanding themselves a lot more. And so we get a lot of those things as well. And you guys have probably all heard the one I share once in a while. It's kind of the fun one where this lady was at the restaurant. She scanned 52 people. It was 52 exactly, actually. And she enrolled three LRP. She enrolled three people over about a 3.5 hour time period, which was, I think, a basketball game. And so it was like, you start scanning people at like an expo or in a group, and people are like, what's going on? What are you doing? And people kind of want to get involved with that. That's why like a lot of people scan right after yoga, for example. People like, well, hey, what are you doing? What is that? And oh, we can do a scan on you. It's just like a passive way to say, and then another person will see it and it's like, what's going on? Us as humans, we're pretty interested in that kind of a thing. People are gathering around.
That's great. And I love the way you talk about let the scanner kind of do the work really at the end of the day, because people are skeptical and it just gives them the guidance to say, actually, this is what it is. And rather than being confused, because I get a lot of people go, wow, there's so many natural stuff out there, I don't know where to go. So that gives them a lot more guidance. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it helps take the guesswork out of it for sure. So yeah.
Um,
Um, Go ahead, Rachel.
yeah, thank you so much for the tips. That's really helped a lot of us who have the scanner to use it better more often. And the baths, the foot baths, amazing. I love that.
Yeah, you have to try it. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Obviously, some down south will call them foot baths.
Foot
So,
baths. Yes. Yes.
but yeah, some great tips there. I know there's a few on this call that are on the edge about getting the iTOVi. So some advice on, when you get started, what would your advice be for a beginner?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Or
definitely
whatever.
for a beginner, yeah, and whoever is just to get started with that simple like effort of asking people for a free scan and holding an event, right? You can just get started right away. But to help, with the cost and everything, I love to do like a promotion with you guys, Rachel. What is your like team name, or what code would you want me to do? And I'll hurry and create one after this so you can send it to anybody that's on the fence.
We call it Ignite.
Ignite. Okay. So why don't we do Ignite 25?
Okay.
Just in case there's a Ignite 26 next year that we're going to do. We'll keep it simple.
Okay.
So let's do Ignite 25, and without being like pressure and say, hey, you only got 3 days to do that. Why don't we give you guys like 2 weeks um, of before it expires? That way it gives the individuals that are thinking about getting it, that are on the fence, to not only buy it within these 2 weeks, but also tell their friends about it so they can get the same deal. That's what they're going to want to do. So I'll create that. It'll give $150 off lifetime
Wow.
and $10 off the monthly. So it'll drop it to $29.99, and then $80 off the lifetime plus, which is 11 monthly payments of $80 instead of 12. So then
Fantastic.
everyone will pay 50 bucks for the scanner. So
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
yeah, you bet. Well, they need to thank you, Rachel, putting all this together. So
And Nikki.
and Nikki, yes, and Nikki.
Anyone else got any questions? Feel free to just jump in.
I was just
So
going to ask one quick
yeah.
question there. So those that are sitting on the fence, what would be your top things to say to them of reasons to go, right, okay, let's get on and get this scanner now?
Yeah, I honestly the thing that impedes people from even going down that path and buying the scanner is typically not the price of a scanner. It's more so about their belief that they can go do this, because it's a little daunting to think that, okay, I'm going to buy this thing and jump into this with these individuals. A lot of you are successful and you're killing it. And so they naturally are thinking, okay, can I do this? And so I would say the number one thing that you can do is develop your confidence, because you can do it. Uh, it's not about, will this scanner work, or, I won't know how to use the scanner. It's too complicated. That's not going to be the case. I think the number one thing will be, you're not going to go do it because you're not fully bought into yourself, and the belief that you can go not only use these products and supplements and for your health and wellness, but also introduce them to other people. But just remember that it's a process, and it's not you're not being kind of like that person with the iTOVi scanner. You need to be confident in the other person that they'll actually listen. You need to be confident in them that they'll want to hear what you're talking about. And that's a different kind of persuasion confidence. Confidence in yourself, of course, that you can do this, but you actually need to have the thing that will help you is have confidence in them. One of the most powerful things we have, obviously, is our voice. And our voice, your voice, needs to be heard. And how many people can you help along your journey if you open your mouth and you are using your voice? It's the most powerful instrument we have. And it doesn't matter how knowledgeable, somebody is. You could be a doctor in the most expert field, like holistic field ever, but if you're not opening your mouth or you cannot articulate that and communicate that, then what's the point, right? Or if you're horrible at doing it, then what happens is you come across like you're not very competent. And so your perception, that's all that really matters. So I'm just going to emphasize something outside of iTOVi and everything is, public speaking, of course, is really important. But most people do not open their mouths and get out there and put themselves out there because they're not confident in themselves as much as they should be, and they're not confident in other people. And the way to develop that confidence is to practice and develop your voice and working on public speaking and things like that. That'll help you so much in life. And that's what I constantly am trying to do because I'm not the best at it, but I know that developing my voice is the most powerful instrument that I have. And a lot of us with like a piano, we like to play here and we don't really like touch on those other keys that are uncomfortable. But it's when we get to the uncomfortable parts that we start to build that confidence up. So it's just about getting out there and doing it. So if you're on the fence, you just need to jump in and get going and take action and use your voice, use the trust the process and trust your sponsors, the people that are introducing you to these products. And iTOVi that it's all going to be okay, but you have to put yourself out there.
Brilliant, thanks. And you've just motivated me to create a challenge now. My team will be like, oh no, here she goes again. Create a challenge for scanning. So I'm going to create one to see how many
Yes,
people they can scan
Yeah,
and results are getting.
I
yeah, we're
love it.
really excited, especially with you saying about these diamonds getting to diamond in so many days. We're like, we need to hear about this. All the
Yeah, I'll
tips.
send you. There's a cool little PDF. Like I know one off the top of my head is I think it's like a 10 pager, 15 pager, and it's like 10 or 15 different highlights of these individuals. I'll shoot it over to you.
Oh, brilliant.
I
Thank
think
you.
also what's really interesting from what you said, Cy, is about one thing you said about for new builders. Like the thing we hear the most is like, you're so knowledgeable, you've been using it for 5 years, like however it is, like, how do I ever learn all the products and what all the different products do? And like, I don't have time to sit down and learn every book. So I think that's like having an iTOVi allows them to just like get started, just take it to their yoga class and just not have to know. So I think that's
Yeah.
like a really big thing I'm going to take away for like future builders as well.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. In fact, not only are they overwhelmed with all the products and supplements and trying to learn that all, because that is a lot, but also, okay, I want to do that plus build my business. Now I have to learn how to like talk to people and approach people and hold an event. And now like the whole sales part of it or getting out there and being uncomfortable is a whole nother thing that could be super overwhelming. So you kind of like jumble all that together and it's very easy to just say, yep, I'm out and make some other excuse up. I'm like, "Oh, I'm too busy or, I've got this other thing that, this other job." But what is really usually happening is that they're just overwhelmed and the belief diminishes and they're just out and they'll say some other excuse. That usually is what happens. But, to your point, some of you that are listening to this, you're just getting started. That is totally normal. There's nothing wrong with, being apprehensive to jump in and do this. And there's nothing wrong with, some ebb and flows. It's normal. Everybody on this list, I guarantee, Nikki and Rachel and everybody has been deflated and down at some point along their journey and felt like maybe lost or it's been hard. It's the ones that kind of work through that and figure it out. Those are the ones that like persevere and not quit and just keep going. Those are the ones that will end up standing out and get through it.
Fantastic advice. Yeah, it's so true. It all starts with us, doesn't it? The belief.
Yeah, that's right.
And a great tip was the group thing. A lot of the times we scan and it'll be some random oil that's from America that we can't get here, and it's so important to make sure that we set our groups as to what oils are available in the UK, because some scans are really like off, as in we can't get that. All right,
Yeah.
and that just starts on a bad foot. So I definitely recommend selecting groups when before the scan. That's something I'm definitely going to rejig.
Yeah. Create a group and put all the, call it EU products and put all the EU products in there and scan for just that group. That's right.
Yeah.
So we're in like 72 different countries. So it really is really hard to, unless we had an API in with, the company, it's really hard to say, okay, Canada has this product. Oh, they just came out with another one. They got rid of this one. Europe, China, Asia, like they got this one. And so the best thing to do is just give it to everybody and then they create their own groups. Deborah, did you have a question?
Sadly not. I have a comment though. Do you know what I love about iTOVi? The person feels so well looked after because I scan a lot and I scanned somebody recently. I have a passing acquaintance with them. They're really cheery. And everything that came up was spikenard, Melissa, mood management. I was thinking, I've never doubted the iTOVi, but I thought, what is it doing? And she said, I've actually just been put onto antidepressants, Deborah, because I'm feeling really, really down. I was like, oh my goodness. And I gave her loads of
Wow.
samples to take away and I'm texting her. But I feel it's so correct in what it says, and people feel like somebody's understanding them, and perhaps they feel understood, not understood. So I find it absolutely incredible. I really do.
Thank you. Yeah, that's amazing. I actually hear that quite a bit where it's like I scan myself and doesn't really make a ton of sense. And the next thing you know, the next day I have a cold or I come down with something and all of those things kind of, guided, like should have guided me toward that. In fact, it's one of the other ones I've heard probably 3 or 4 times where they found out they're pregnant from scanning and literally been like, wow, these products keep coming up and up and up. Like, I'm gonna go get tested. And they go get tested and they're like, oh, I am pregnant. I love those testimonials. That's pretty bizarre. So
That's amazing. I
yeah,
do find
it's
the
pretty,
iTOVi tells us what our heart is trying to tell us.
there you go.
Really
Yep.
do. And it's never let us down. 100, never, always been accurate. And there's people in this that know in this room that have been tested, and it's just like, oh, unbelievable stories. How do you know
That's
what's
right.
going on for me? Yeah.
I
Who's
think
who's
as well
inviting
as
me out to their to the UK, you guys? I need to
yeah.
come visit y'all.
Definitely.
Was there some other comment?
I was just
Nikki's still got her hand up. I don't know if that's deliberate.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, definitely come to the UK. We've got the north and south on this call, so we live in Dorset on the south coast. So yeah, definitely come and tour the UK, and we can definitely show you around and bring some wellness advocates in for you to meet as well.
That would be amazing.
Did you have a question, Jules? Last
I was,
word.
I was just going to say, as Brits, as British people, we tend to hold our emotions very, very inward, and the iTOVi is just invaluable. The times I've scanned people and I've said, does any of this resonate with you? And I've had people turn to me with tears in their eyes. And yeah, it's just such an amazing tool, I find, even with just connecting with people and connecting with our customers. And I go to a networking event meetup every month, once a month, and I have people coming up to me saying, have you got your scanner with you today? Are you staying for lunch? Because I
Oh,
need to scan. And yeah, it's just such an invaluable tool. Definitely would not be without it.
Well, I'll definitely be taking my scanner to. I started a networking meeting, going to a networking group last month now. So I will be taking it to
Yeah.
one this month.
Yeah. You've motivated us all to really get using it. 2 scans a
Oh,
day.
that's amazing. Yeah, 2 scans a day. Sue, Jules, thanks for sharing that information. That's amazing.
Oh, I have one last quick question, if that's okay.
Oh.
This might be coming from my other job, marketing job, but do you guys have like a separate mailing list for people who are using it for the business, where you send out all of these cool like testimonials and case studies and like business tips that you hear from kind of the community that we wouldn't hear about unless we were obviously kind of meeting you now?
No, we do not. The only thing we have is a Facebook group, and it's called Facebook Business Builders. And honestly, the person that was overseeing that, he ended up getting into some uh, I'll just share it with you, doesn't matter, but he ended up getting some trouble, and we had to let him go. So I need to get that back on track. But there's some great content in there. But so if you go to Facebook and type in Facebook Business Builders, ask to join that if you haven't, and I'm gonna start getting that back on track. Also,
Cool.
we're starting to translate. I mean, we've translated our app into about 13 different languages, maybe 14, and a lot of the videos and trainings that we have are not translated into their native language. And so we're actually currently doing that right now. And so if you have teams that speak, Slovakia, French, whatever it is, that you can let them know that that stuff's coming as well.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Great.
So Ignite 25, isn't it, the code?
Yes, and I'll go create that right now, and you guys can start using that. So, and if any of you are interested in that other, like, 3 tied to your account, let me know, and we can do that too.
Fabulous. Thank you so much,
Excellent.
Cy.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Okay,
See you.
we'll see you.
Thank you.
Have a good day or a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.